Hello, hello, you beautiful souls. Okay, so I wanted to get on here really quick. Oh, my phone case is coming off because I dropped it. Okay, I hope you can hear me. So I wanted to get on here really quick and share something like a in the moment living experience, right? So you guys know in the Akashic Records, we often go through past lives, lived experiences, and things like that to bring past aspects of ourselves forward to kind of reconcile things, heal things, and allow the present moment, the present life to integrate lessons, heal things, and kind of feel more aligned and cohesive, right? So all of that being said, you might notice in your present life, and I promise I have a point to this, you might notice in your present life, you might hear people say, oh, I don't remember things about my childhood. Like when I think about my childhood, I don't remember things. Or you might hear people say, I can remember absolutely everything about something. Like their recall is spectacular. They can remember who was there, what they were wearing, the background, people, places, things, the time, all of that, right? And then something happens and then all of that changes. Oh, my eyes are really red. My allergies are kicking my butt. Like, oh my gosh. Okay, so all of that being said, life is life happens, things change, right? Okay, so I love working with my inner child, and you guys know I love bringing up my inner teen, right? Like my inner teen is like one of my favorite aspects of myself to work with. I know when people say inner child, by default, a lot of times people think like the actual child, like baby child, like 5-year-old self, 3-year-old self, whatever, and that's totally fine. My inner teen is like my bestie. I love working with her. But something happened recently, and I want to share this with you because it might resonate. So I was working, I stopped working, and I was like, okay, I need to like unplug. I just want to mind numb. I don't want to do anything. I turned off all of my work stuff, and I was like, let me just be still for a moment. And I actually went in my office and I just laid on the floor and I was sitting there for a minute and I was like, actually, where's my phone? So I got up, grabbed my phone, and I started scrolling for a few minutes. And I came across this video and this girl started talking about millennials, and I was like, I love videos about millennials. I think they're funny because I'm a millennial and I think they're hilarious. And then she started talking about how millennials suck, and I was like, what is this girl talking about? And she was saying how we suck and how Gen Z is better because Gen Z is doing all the work that the millennials didn't do. And a part of me kind of blanked out in her video. And I was like, everything she said that the millennials did not do, I flashed to doing. Like, I remember doing it as a millennial and getting in trouble for it and getting sent to a detention center for doing it, for speaking up, for voicing my needs, for voicing my opinions, for voicing my emotional turmoil at that time with my caregiver. I wasn't raised by my parents. My mother was murdered. I was taken away from her before she was murdered, and it was not a traditional childhood that I had, right? And so I was sent to a detention center, and like I just had this flood of memories come back about that time, and I'm like hearing the creator share, and in my mind this movie is playing, and I'm remembering this whole span of me being in the detention center, and then the video stops and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot that happened. And then I'm remembering a conversation that I had with my therapist about how I just kind of nonchalantly kind of carry on about like kind of some traumatic events as like a default, right? And how you guys know the theme that I've been working through is kind of like resilience. And you guys know the post that I just shared this last week about that I had put up, that I had journaled about. Like, all of my alerts are going off right now because I need to go pick up my daughter from school, but about resilience and how our resilience can sometimes become invisible to us, right? Our excellence can sometimes become invisible to us. Our strength can sometimes be invisible to us when that has been our default, right? And so in that moment, it was as though that aspect of me, I can't even remember how old I was. I think maybe 13, maybe 14. That version of myself had just kind of come up, unlocked some memories, and like tapped me on the shoulder and allowed that part of me to just kind of open up. But what is really beautiful about that, and if you've been with me long enough, you know, when we open up that part of us, we don't get to, it's like pulling the drain on the bathtub. We don't get to just pick out one droplet of water, right? We don't get to just pull out a trauma and just like say, oh, it's only just this one thing. No, it's all of it. So it's like, yeah, that memory comes up, but good things come up too when we drain the bathtub, right? Like the good, the bad, the meh, all of it is going through the drain. So those memories come up, but a lot of the good stuff comes up too. A lot of the memories from around that time, my crown is tingling right now. A lot of the good things are allowed to come through and flow too. And I'm excited because I made my hair do something crazy. That is going to flow through. And I'm thinking of my daughter right now. I don't want to cry, but I'm thinking of my daughter. I'm thinking of that aspect of myself in the past that gets to come forward with this aspect of myself, and who gets to see me parent my daughter in this life, right? That aspect of myself, that childhood version of myself, who gets to see me run my business, and all the joy I get to pour into my business, and the healing that I get to pour into my business and that I get through my business. She gets to be a part of that now. And that part of my brain that was blocked off that I didn't even remember gets to be a part of that. All of that happiness gets to be a part of that. And so as I do this work, and as you guys do this work for yourself, with me, with whoever you decide to work with, I want you guys to also be encouraged, because these transformations, yes, sometimes we do them on purpose. Sometimes they come unintentionally and at the most random moments, when we allow ourselves to be free, when we allow ourselves to just be exhausted and let ourselves be open to them, right? And that's beautiful. Be open. Be open. Be open to receive. Be open to being triggered to something funny, something exciting, something new. Because the world around you will be impacted by it, right? My daughter is going to be impacted by this aspect, being allowed to come back to my heart space, being allowed to come back into my life. The joy, my inner child is vulnerable, is silly, is the color yellow. She is the color yellow. She is yellow Daisy Dukes. And my family knows what that means. Like when I was little, I lived in yellow Daisy Dukes that had lace trim on the bottom. And I used to smash eggs in them because we used to egg houses and run down the streets and play with water hoses and squirt guns and water balloons and bicycles and scraped knees and all of the things. That was us, right? That's my inner child. And that joy also gets to return back to me and my life and my child, my business. So yes, the memory comes back. The healing gets to happen, but the joy gets to come too. And that's part of the work that I do. That's part of the excitement of the work that I get to do. That's part of the transformation. I'm so fortunate. So, real life. And I'm the walking example. I guess I never stopped being an NCO, leading the way. Army life, huh? Kind of silly. But anyways, I'm sending you guys a lot of love. I need to go get my kid now before I'm late. I'm sending you guys a lot of love and a lot of appreciation, and I hope to see you guys in the comments. All right, bye.